Let me tell you a story. In the beginning of time, there was no concept of bad. There was only good, if you can even believe that. God had created the world, and we, as people, were his most prized possession. He called all of his creation good. Our ancestors walked with him in perfect paradise, and for a little while, life was as it was intended. Then enters one of the main characters in this story, Satan, a heavenly being cast down to hell. He deceived the first who walked with God, introduced the concept of bad, and convinced them that his way was better than God's. This landed mankind in a pretty big mess, one that seemed irreparable. Since those first days, our broken world has ached for restoration. God's people covered the earth and tried to fill the God-sized void in their hearts. Wealth, political power, idols, relationships, they tried it all and none of it worked. Generation after generation, mankind learned it could not save itself. But amidst the hopeless news, beauty appears in the ashes. The most unlikely event altered the course of the world. You've probably heard it before. A Jewish teenager named Mary was chosen to carry a baby, but not just any baby. This baby would be the Messiah, the Savior of the world. His name was Jesus, and he was born, grew up, and lived just like us. Teaching about a different, countercultural, satisfying way of life, Jesus healed those in need of healing. He showed compassion on the hurting. He forgave the bad things we did. He didn't come for those who thought they had it all together. He came for those who knew their need, for you and for me. He wasn't the kind of king the world expected. As his popularity grew in the region where he taught and ministered, rulers and leaders were threatened by this humble king and sought to kill him. They nailed him to a wooden cross on top of a hill for the whole city to see, and thought that their plan had worked. But what they didn't realize was that God's plan was working out perfectly. You see, God sent Jesus to earth to live among us and relieve us from the bad things, the broken world, the place aching for redemption. Jesus is coming, and even his death was intended to restore us to the good created in the very beginning. The best was yet to come, however, because the most jaw-dropping part of the whole story is that Jesus did not stay dead. No, he was too mighty for the grave. God, his Father, raised him from the dead. And when his tomb was found empty, the upside-down world was turned right side up. We are offered what those first human beings lost, everlasting life. It's available to you. This story, this Jesus, he has come for you. The gospel, this is good news. A rescue that should not have been possible is made possible by the nail-scarred hands of Christ the Savior, the reigning and ruling King. If you feel empty, you can be filled. If you feel broken, you can be made whole. If you feel dead, you can be brought to life. Jesus, he provides a life you never could have imagined. He gives you purpose, meaning, identity, and a foundation that will not be shaken. He is all you need.